The sand castle called Nigeria, which was built by the British government, has collapsed. It is so bad that the kleptomaniacs who call themselves Nigerian government officials have now resorted to begging the British government to save it. Nigerian Minister of State for Defense, Chief Demola Seriki, was begging the British government for military assistance to shore up the collapsed state. Half a century after so-called independence, shameless Nigeria is begging Britain to put Humpty Dumpty together once again. As the Nigerian government is busy begging the British government to build prisons for her in Nigeria, the peoples of Botswana, Ghana, Ivory Coast are busy building first-rate universities to train children, their children, and future generations to compete in the sophisticated world of the 21st century. The Hausa Fulani Yoruba oligarchs and the Sokoto Caliphate are so shameless, it would be laughable if it wasn't so tragic. In their panic at the thought of Biafra shutting off the money from oil and gas, which they have been stealing from our lands, the Hausa Fulani Yoruba oligarchs and the Sokoto Caliphate have resorted to childish, infantile gimmicks. These satanic people suddenly woke up from death and remembered that the Igbo have been brazenly, calculatedly, and callously denied the opportunity to govern Nigeria. This is why they now started dangling, quote, Igbo for presidency in 2015, end quote, in front of Ndi Igbo. Pathetically, Vincent Obulafo could not read the trick and did not understand that these Hausa Fulani Yoruba oligarchs and the Sokoto Caliphate are so demonic that, like Satan at the Garden of Eden, they will offer you an apple which will destroy you if you as much as just touch it. Since 1960, these scammers have never realized that Igbo have the ability and the capacity to govern Nigeria effectively. Then, the supply of oil and gas, which are the source of their billions of dollars of personal fortune, became threatened by Biafra liberation fighters, and they immediately remember the Igbo. Shame on you! The Igbo will not fall for such cheap trick. Go to hell with your Igbo for presidency in 2015. This ploy is just meant to throw a wedge between the Igbo and their brothers and sisters in Eastern region. No, it will not work. Take your Igbo for presidency in 2015 and you know where to shove it. It is a piece of garbage and our people will not touch it. Nigeria is a failed state. The pseudo-federation of Nigeria has collapsed, just like other fake federations put together by the British colonialists. The Central African Federation, which included Rhodesia and Nyasaland, which collapsed in 1963. The East African Federation, which included Kenya, Tanganyika, Uganda, and Zanzibar, which collapsed in 1961. The Caribbean Federation or the West Indian Federation, which disintegrated in 1962. And other federations like the Sahel Benin Union, which included Dahomey, current Benin Republic, Ivory Coast, Niger, and Upper Volta, current Burkina Faso, put together by the French. The Soviet Union, the Czechoslovak Federation, the Yugoslavian Federation, all of which have collapsed. Anyone who wants can continue to argue whether Nigeria is still alive or dead. The honest truth is that Nigeria is now a failed state, a dead state. If the governments of the free world do not want to be infected by the deadly virus being spread by diseased Nigeria, they should work assiduously toward dismantling this decaying, diseased corpse into its component parts of Biafra, Ududua, and Arewa. That is the truth, and that is reality. May God bless you all and the sovereign, independent state of Biafra.